All right. So, military and talking to the guys about doing the military rights, the gun salute and stuff after. But the reason I jumped into this video, all-time lows. Do we really think it's gonna stay like this? You think it's gonna go lower? I, I don't think it's going to. I think it's a good opportunity right now if you're wanting to buy in low. Um, Honestly, this play, it's a mess. No one can predict a date, but I do think we're gonna have a run soon. When I say we're gonna have a run, I made a video yesterday saying, "Watch, we're gonna run." I didn't mean it was gonna happen today, tomorrow, but I know it's gonna happen soon. I would say within the next week, week and a half, probably gonna have a run up. I'm not saying it's a squeeze. I'm not saying we're gonna run into all-time highs or anything like that, but I don't think we're gonna stay in this low area. I think we run back up and level out in a higher area. I just the company is it's too good of a company. There's too much going on. They're not going to go out of business. They're not in danger of going out of business. So the company's not going to run down to anything. Even if it runs down to a penny stock, it's just to scare you guys, in my personal opinion. This is not financial advice. Let me throw that out there. I'm not a financial advisor. But I think a lot of this is just to spread fear. There's no way, if you look at AMC or you look at Cinemark, any other company that's similar, obviously there's market cap and different size of companies and whatever, whatnot. But Cinemark doesn't make as much as AMC. They're nowhere near bankruptcy or going out of business. AMC does have bigger debt, hence dilution and other avenues to make money for the company. So don't you make your own opinion, but for me personally, I don't see this being the end of the world or the end of the everything for this. You know, like, hey, it could go down to $2 or $3. It possibly could. Yes, I wouldn't say it can't. Unlikely, but it may. This thing's been very heavily manipulated. But when you look at the fundamentals of the company, what they're pulling in, like, look at the last quarter. The last quarter they had was the biggest in the company's history. So to say that, you know, the company's going to go to a penny stock and nothing is not worth anything, you have to be kind of crazy a little bit. I'm a little crazy too, you know. So I know people are, in my opinion, we're going to see a run. Like I said, it ain't gonna. I don't anticipate a squeeze. We don't know when that'll happen. Could happen today. Could happen next year. Could happen in a week. I have no date for that, but I don't think we're going to stay in this low range. Yes, it could drop more, but all in all, the company's in good shape. Dilution causes this, panic causes this, and manipulation causes this, in my opinion. So for me, it's still buy, hold. You can do what you want, obviously. So I don't see any worry of this thing going to like zero or anything. No delisting, no. There's just nothing to worry about. The company's too good of a company. They're expanding. They're doing candies, credit cards, popcorn that's expanded past just Walmart to Kroger. The actual merch, the theater itself, the regular business model, which movies are obviously been picking up. It's almost back to normal. I mean, obviously Q3 was their hugest success hit in history. So to look at this number and believe, if you believe this thing's manipulated, and then you also turn around and say, look at the price, I can't believe this thing's going, it doesn't mesh well together. Like, if you think the stock's manipulated, but you also believe the stock price is legitimately at $5.16 or whatever it is, then the two just can't commingle together. You have to either believe that the company is horrible and in bad shape, and that's the actual stock price, and there's no deception, there's no corruption, and everything is just bad, and the company's going to go out of business, and there's no there's no naked shorts or anything like that, then you'd have to believe that. But to say that you believe there's naked shorts and corruption and manipulation, but also look at the stock price on a day-to-day and believe the stock price is what it says it is, it just don't make no sense. So that's why I don't stress it. I look at the stock price and it just doesn't correlate with what it really should be. Some good coffee, man. Sorry. But I'm not panicked. I don't think you should be either. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm not a financial advisor, none of that shit. So anyway, just want to jump in, and I know I made a video that said I think this thing's going to run. I didn't specifically give you a day like today, tomorrow. I do think soon. I would imagine in the next week or two we see a run. And like I said earlier, I don't think the run means moass. Could, but I just don't think we're gonna be in this low level for too long. It'll bounce up and down, and hey, we might go up to $9 or $10 and then bounce back down to $5. This thing's gonna do that, and there's gonna be people trashing it. There's gonna be people over glorifying it. You just got to do your own research, your own DD, and make your own opinion and decide where you're going to go from there. For me personally, I've committed that nothing's going to deter me from this unless I do my own DD and realize, oh my God, this is never going to work. But from the research and DD that I do, that I've done, I'm not saying it's correct, but I just don't see how this can go on forever. And I think that's why there's so much FUD and fear and people stressing out, because they need people to sell randomly. And I think that does cause people to sell when people are like, oh my God, it's going to go to all-time lows and da-da-da-da. And then you got people selling shares and they use those shares back against you. At some point or another, this thing's going to kind of die down as far as like social media and this and that, which it already has quite a bit, and it'll die more. And it'll get to the point where people are going to say, oh man, it's gone, it's done. And when that happens, I believe, is when we start to see people covering. Other option is this thing could drop so low. This is a possibility as well. This thing could drop so low down to $1, even under $1, to where Fidelity won't let you buy if it's under $1, and people aren't going to be buying. And then it could wind down a little bit, and then they could start to cover and knock it out. I don't have a number where it would go at that point, but we would definitely see some sort of squeeze then, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Also, this thing could just string out, like I said, until it doesn't. There's really nothing else to say about it. It is what it is. So, like I said, if you believe that this thing is manipulated, if you believe AMC stock is manipulated, there's corruption, and yet you turn around and look at the line price on a day-to-day and believe that's real, then what? How? There's only... You can't. You just can't. If you're one of the apes like me, smooth brain motherfucker that's been here for a long time, you don't believe the line. I don't believe the line. I don't believe the market price is real. I believe it's manipulated. So that's why I'm not stressed. So let me know your thoughts, opinions. Got any questions? I'm here for a minute. That's it, man. I mean, there's really nothing to stress. To be honest, this is an opportunity. If you're one of the people that's like, oh my God, I can't believe they took so many of our shares, and if you had 1,000 shares and you only have 100 now, and you're stressed out about it, this price is pretty damn low. In my opinion, if I was you, I would, if it was me that hadn't bought any shares, I'd probably be buying right now. But for me, I buy every day just because I never know when this thing will pop. Every day, every week. If I can't buy every day, which I really generally do buy every day, genuinely only a share to 5 shares a day, something like that. Sometimes a little more, sometimes, no more. I always buy a share, especially if it's under like $10. There's a share a day going in for sure for me. But yesterday I got 35 shares. Right before I made this live, I got another 35 shares. So for around $100, you know what I mean? Like average down big time. So it's an opportunity for me to gain what I had back. Now, I don't think this thing will reverse split again. They're not going to split it again. If that starts to happen, then we cross that bridge when it happens. But there's no talk of it right now. There's only FUD. Only people say it's going to happen. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. And then people are just projecting their fear. And the bad thing with social media and internet is you read it, you see it, and then you're like, oh my God, well, I should sell or I should panic. I'm just cool with it, man. Chilling. Because I know where I believe this thing is going to take me. So, hey, I could be wrong. I'm rarely wrong. My wife will probably disagree. But as far as the stock market, my instinct, my gut has definitely heavy towards the buy side of this AMC stock still. Other plays like Vroom that I'm in, They're way low. A lot of shares, like everything's down right now. So just to panic that AMC's down is like everything's going down. That's the stock market. Guess what? It goes down, it goes up. You buy low, you sell high. AMC for me is the mega beast on this one. I'm buying because I think everything under $100 is low. To be honest, once this thing unwinds, all the people that are talking shit, they're going to disappear. All the bots and shills are going to be gone. So, in my opinion, form your own opinion. And if you're not confident, follow your instinct, man. Don't get your instinct mixed up with your emotions. But for me, I'm confident. It is what it is. It's not the only play I'm in, but I do believe it's the only play that has the potential to give me life-changing money within a couple days of it snapping. There's a lot of these plays that, they could change my life, but it's going to take a decade or 5-10 years down the road. This one here, I've been in, 3 years? I made some money off of it in the early stages before I was this hold. So, I have made some money off of AMC, but ever since around the after the 70 or when it hit like 60 something, ever since then I haven't sold a share. It's been buy and hold. Right before that, before I really did any DD, I was just jumping in and out of this thing, made a few grand, you know what I mean? So everything I've been putting into this, really, I'm really not that far down. I think I made like 7,000 total off of this beforehand, and I probably put I don't know, more than 7,000 back in, definitely. Probably around 30-40 grand in, you know what I mean? But it's my money. Do what I want with it. And like I said on my video the other day, money will come and go, especially if you're the type of person that knows how to make money. So for me, I run my own business. I've got 3 businesses. We do a customization business. We've got this store where we sell merch, NFL, NBA, all that stuff. And then I've got an after hours business cleaning. So I clean businesses, you know what I mean? And now I got enough kids where I have them basically doing that. They run it and I pay them, and that's it. Also, there's little side hustles. There's always something to make here and there. The market, there's always a way to make money. So, and the way I look at it, everything I put into AMC is really just like, I know people that go out and eat every day. They eat lunch, breakfast, sometimes even dinner. But I know dudes that'll just eat their lunch. They'll go out and eat lunch, buy a coffee. That's basically what I feel like I'm putting into this every day. And I skip that. Got myself some food here at the shop, some cheap bar-ass hot dogs, Vienna sausages, fucking protein shakes, shit like that. I'm good. You know what I mean? Randomly, I'll get me a coffee. But gotta look at it that way, man. Anyways, this live, I really just jumped in just to show you that I'm not panicked. There's no worry about it. I know I said there'd be a run. I didn't mean immediately, but I didn't mean weeks down the road. I think the furthest out this run up will go 2 weeks, but I'd imagine next week at some point we see a nice little jump back up. And like I said, I don't think it's going to go to the squeeze. It's possible, but I don't think so. But I just don't think we're going to linger around this $4 mark. We might go a little lower and then follow into the next week. That's why I say 2 weeks max. It could drop us down a little bit, and that's okay. Like someone keeps saying it's going to go to $2. Holy shit. If it goes to $2, can you imagine? Dude, I will pull money. I will sell shares. And I never sell shares to buy other shares. I usually just use fresh money to buy shares. But if that happens, I'm jumping out of a lot of key plays that I've already earned money that I was going to hold for a long term. I'm going to pull my profit and put that into this, because if it goes to $2, I'm going to be a whale. Shit. I mean, I already feel like I'm loading up again. Before the reverse stock split, I was slowly working. I think I was around like 1,200 shares, 1,300 shares. It was 12 something, I believe. And now I think I'm back to like 600 shares, something like that. So I honestly haven't done a share count of what I got for a while. So it is what it is. And then I have Webull. I stopped buying in Webull, and I checked that the other day. I think I still had 20 shares in there. So I mean, I've got shares kind of in a couple of those Webull, Cash App that I don't buy in no more. So I stopped buying, but I never transferred out or I never sold them. So Webull and Cash App, I know I've got 40 shares in one, 20 in the other. I'm a share hoarder. They're everywhere, man. For a while there, I had like 7 brokers. I've narrowed it down to where I use 3 main brokers now. But yeah, a couple of those I never sold out of, and I wasn't able to transfer, or I was just too cheap to pay the $75 fee, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave them there. Buy in other exchanges for now. But Charles Schwab, I had some in TD Ameritrade. They transferred everything over. That one, I need to get the app. I don't even have a Charles Schwab app. So what I'm saying is this thing is, to me, it's worth having those shares. I wouldn't even sell them because I don't know what they do with them, you know? So I'm holding, buying. If it hits $2, we're fucking gonna, I'll be ridiculous. I'll be living off of ramen noodles, me and my kids, for months because I'm putting everything in that shit if it hits $2, which is possible, but I just don't think it'll happen. So anyways, man, y'all have a good day. Let's see. Hold on. Remember to guard your privacy. It's saying something about not allowing. Can you comment on here? I don't know if it's letting people comment because it's saying something about my community guidelines. If you're watching, just give me like a rocket or something in the comments because I don't know if I got to do something here. All right. There's a comment. What's up, Alan? How you doing, man? Yeah, I think we're. What's up, Jesse, with the rockets? There we go. All right. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was able to get comments or if I was just ranting here by myself like a psychotic old man, which it's possible. I just chugged some coffee, so I'm like. But I was reading comments and I started thinking, man, I don't want to make another video. I'm arguing with people for no reason. Like, I'm one of those dudes that normally just ignores people and I don't argue, especially on YouTube with people I don't know. Like, and obviously they don't have any significance in my life, but I was shedding too much light into it, man. So I was just arguing with people and not really arguing, but just kind of like, I guess text comes across harsh too. You know what I mean? What's up, Brian in the market? What's up, man? Alan, doing good. Thanks. I'm glad you're doing good, man. Waiting for the fourth quarter results. I think they're going to bring it down a bit more. Omar. Yeah, and that's possible. I mean, they want you out of this play. That's what it all boils down to. We're in the same game we've been in. They want you out. They're trying to figure out how to get you out. They've got more power than I think we've given them credit for because we're saying all we got to do is buy and hold. But Cowboys, them boys. Yeah, I got Cowboys jerseys. I can order them as well. But yeah, I think they can lower it, and I think they probably will lower it. But I don't think, honestly, I don't think they'll let it go down to like $2 because I think it'd be insane. I think right now it's like a fear zone for a lot of people because it's like, oh, I don't know, man. Is it going to go to zero? Should I get my couple $100 out or a few $1,000, whatever I got left? For me, it would make no sense. Even if I wanted out of this play, it would make 0 sense to sell right now because what are we down, like 80, 90%? You know what I mean? Like, never would I do that. 521, we're gaining ground. See what I'm saying? But like I said, the other day I did say I think we'd have a run yesterday. I got to keep clarifying because people wanted to use my words against me. And I didn't say today would be the run. I just, and it didn't mean I think we're going to squeeze immediately. I just feel like this $5 range isn't where we're going to be at. A run to me could be $1. You know what I mean? To get back to $6.70, $7, something like that. But hey, we might go down to 2. If we go down to 2, like I said, man, I'm going for broke, throwing it all in there. And I think they know that. I think whoever controls the market knows that if this thing goes down that low, people are going to buy. There's going to be some people selling, I guess. It wouldn't make much sense. I think people who would sell would be the people that are buying in now, that are new to this, or that are probably, just got to, maybe they bought in at 5, 6, or 7, 8, 9, 10 even, and they're going to panic sell. But all of us that have been around for 3 years, makes 0 sense. Brian in the market, buy more today. Yeah, I did, man. I did buy more today. I bought 35 shares yesterday, 35 today. And I don't claim to be rich or well, someone that can buy like hundreds and thousands of shares at a time. That's why I do what I do. I do like a share a day, 2 shares a day. Literally, I think since I can remember, it's about a share a day. There was a point where things were a little tight for me here in the business last summer where I was only getting like, 0.5 a day or something like that, or I'd skip a day here and there. But for the last since the reverse split, for sure, I bought like every day that I could. There might have been a day in between here and there, but this is what it is for me. It's buy and hold, buy and hold. There's nothing's really changed. That is the same theory for me. Buy and hold. When this thing started and it was huge and there were so many people involved and everyone was hyped because we're gonna be millionaires next week, and everyone saw what I think a lot of us saw, that this thing was oversold, it was manipulated, there was hype behind it. The original thought was this buy and hold, buy and hold. Um, but with GameStop, I think they learned, they learned some things. So they learned how to spread this thing down further and longer. And what they want to do is just get you out of your shares by any means necessary. At some point, though, it just can't be done anymore. I sound like a broken record, and I know people have said that, but it's true. There just can't be done because there's too many of us. There's too many people that have been in this, like I said, since what, 3 years, that are just not going to sell. At this point, I've come to terms with the fact that this thing went to zero, that would suck, but hey, it's the risk I was willing to take to change my life, my kids' life, the people around me life. So I really don't see it ever going to zero. The fundamentals of the company are good. They're doing things to expand the company. If you like Adam Aaron or not, that's just a whole different argument, because I understand the aspect of not liking the dude and the reasoning why. I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not on his nuts. I'm not like Adam Aaron. I fucking love you, man. But he's our CEO, and at this point, I just gotta hope, for God's sakes, that he's doing the right thing. I do see signs that he is, and then I see signs that could definitely throw you off and say, "Oh my God, what the fuck is he doing?" So I get that. I get it, man. I'm not trying to cause an argument or debate that, because I have been on the other side. I remember being on the other side and really being like, "What the hell, man?" But in the back of my head, I run a business, so I have an idea of what it looks like. Obviously not to that scale, but sometimes you have to do things you really don't want to do to keep the company floating. Like I said, this summer was rough for me. You would think summertime in a store like this would do good. It doesn't. For me, wintertime and springtime, I'm busy. Summertime, it's like, holy shit, hang on. At those times, I'll find hats and stuff, and I'll sell things on sale for almost what I paid, sometimes under what I paid, just to keep the lights on and keep things flowing. You know what I mean? I have to just do what I have to do. And then in a couple months, I wish I had that product that I could have sold for double the amount that I sold it for. But if I wouldn't have done it at that point, my lights would have got shut off. My lights get shut off. I can't have customers. I don't have customers. I'm out of business. And I'm cooking fries at Wendy's again. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Marvin G, XXXX holder. Don't trust random social media accounts versus established CEO. That's it, man. Marvin G, what's up, man? Salute to you for being a big holder like that. But you're right, man. It sucks that you have to make it sound like that, but it's true. A lot of these guys, even me, like, I run a business, so I feel like I have a small glimpse into what it takes to run a business. But there's a lot of guys on here like, why don't you just do that? Or I heard the dude stocks and crypto yesterday. That dude, for some reason, he's just driving me crazy lately. He came out and said, "What? Why are they paying so much for rent? Something about rent." And I'm like, dude, you don't get to go to a fucking established building that they're gonna make money and say, "Hey, I'm AMC. You're gonna rent me the building for cheaper." It don't work like that. They're gonna say, "Fuck you, get out. We're gonna rent it to someone else." That's how it works. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get cheaper rent just because you say you're gonna look arrogant, and they're gonna move on from you, and they're gonna say, whatever, someone else will rent the building. Let me tell you something. So I have stake and ownership in these buildings. Okay, we rent these out. There's 5 businesses in there, right? So if someone comes in and tells me, "Oh, I'm with so and so. Let's just make up a company name. I'm with the box company, and the box company has tons of customers, and we're not going to pay you as much rent because that's who we are." I'm going to just look at them and say, "Hey, man, I respect your business. I appreciate that. I'll give you a call back." And I'm not going to give them a call back. I'm not going to shortchange myself just because you think your company's established. Someone's going to pay rent. I'm going to get someone in there no matter what, regardless. There's always going to be someone coming in. There's always going to be someone coming out. But you don't get to just throw your name around and get lower rent. It just doesn't work like that, or a percentage of what you make. Actually, a lot of the companies that own these buildings that those Cinemarks and AMCs go into, they charge rent plus a skim a little bit off top of what you make in your busy season. Little tricks that they've learned how to do, how to make extra money. Also, when you're a new renter, you come in, and a lot of like malls and shopping areas where AMC would be, they're gonna say, we're gonna base your rent off of your first 6 months of business, and then your first 6 months will always be your busy months because you're new in business. So your first 6 months are gonna go crazy, and they're gonna base your rent off of those first 6 months. So your rent's gonna be up there because your business is going well in those first 6 months, and then the next few years that rent stays the same, and eventually it keeps going up. It doesn't go down; it'll go up. And it's based off of that first 6 months. That first 6 months is your busiest time because you're a new business. People want to come check you out, et cetera, et cetera. So, Alan Smith says, it's boom or bust. And I have a feeling that anyone who's been in this from the start has the same mindset. Alan, you're 100% right. That's just what it is, boom or bust. It is what it is. Money will come and go. I think a lot of us that are in this play have money. We're going to survive without it. But we've never been billionaires or millionaires, so it's worth the risk. Option trader. I own retail property also, but having one good anchor tenants that'll bring more shops to your plaza, which is higher rent. So, I can understand that. But for me personally, and the people I'm in business with, we don't worry about that because there's always someone that's going to want to have the spot, especially if we got a prime location. We're on a busy road in this area. So, I have, if you got money and a business and you're signing a contract, we're in. You know what I mean? Now, I will say there's certain things like salons and shit like that you can work with differently, but you got to look at the fact that they're going to have people parked out here all day, and it's going to be hard for other people to come in and out. So there's little things you look at, but I don't. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's not how I work things, and I'm gonna guess that there's people that work it like that, and then there's a lot of people like me that say, I don't care who you are, I'm gonna make my money off of this building regardless. So, but yeah, I mean, I can understand that to a certain extent because I do have a building here that's been here since when we first started renting out. The rent here was only $800 a month for one of the buildings, and they're still in that $800 contract just because they're consistent and solid. Everyone else is boosted up to like $1,300 a month, $1,400 a month. You know what I mean? But that company at the end that I said has been there, at the end of the year, we've let them know that they're going up to the regular price with everyone else. They can keep that locked in price for another 3 or 4 year on the contract, and then after that, it'll go up again. So they get a little bit of a discount here and there, but not. They didn't come in and say, hey, this is who we are, give us rent for cheaper or whatever, it didn't work like that. That's the hat you ran in the video you did. Job well done. I learned a few things in that video. Tater tot. Yeah, that's right, man. It is, actually. So, and you know what's funny is I own a hat store, and this hat has been around for many years, and I haven't swapped it out, man. I've been rocking this one for a minute. Marvin G, respect. That's what's up, man. I respect it, man. It's funny because I got all these hats to choose from, and I'm trying to make money off each one of them. So I'm like, every time I see one I want to buy, I'm like, the way it works too is I've done this before. I'll take a hat off the shelf, and it'll be like the last hat, and I'll put it on. I'm like, yeah, it feels good. I like it. And then 10 minutes later, someone comes in and says, oh, I was looking for that same hat. I'm like, fuck, missed a sell. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny how it works when you run your own business, and you would think, oh, I have all this stuff. I can get it on deck all day. But so a lot of times what I do too is I'll order like 2 or 3 of the same hat size that I know I wear. So I'm like, all right, I'll keep this one. But then next thing I know, I sell those 2 or 3. So I'm like, shit, I'll just order another one. So I order 2 or 3 more, and they keep selling. So then I have to refurbish my hats. Man. Anyway, any more questions? Hit me in the comments, or anything you want to say, man. I did watch. Has anyone ever watched a dude? I believe it's called Stock Retail. Dude's really good, man. I would suggest checking his page out. Very calm, mellow. He had some stuff going on about the market cap, and basically compared why you really can't compare AMC and Cinemark together just because of the market cap. and why dilution can actually cause bigger. So the way he put it is, I'm not even gonna try. Just go watch this video. No, I want pie. But basically, I think his name is Stock and Retail. Here in a little bit, if I can find the video I'm talking about, I'll repost it on my page. But very cool, collected dude, kind of breaks things down with factual matter, no like hopium or anything like that. Just kind of breaks it down. So that's a good one to watch. You got to watch out for the breaking newsers. You know what I mean? Like breaking news. And then a lot of these guys, like I used to watch in the beginning, I respect them. I still like the dudes. I don't got nothing against them, but they're here to make money. You know what I mean? They're accepting tips. They're accepting thanks. They're taking the support. And sadly enough, I think that they've determined that they can make money off of this, making books or super chats, whatever the case is. I'm not against anyone making money. Hey, man, make your money, but don't really want to do it on the expense of others. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to tip, cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's the different thing. I don't even have mine set up for tips. You can't tip me. You can't do anything like that because it's just not how I'm set up. I don't have monetized any commercials that come on. I don't get paid for none of that shit. I'm just here to rant and chill with y'all and let shit off my chest. Like I said, I make money in other ways. If it ever gets to the point where I'm broke as fuck, I'm going to ask y'all for tips. Once we start seeing tips, I'm struggling. But until then, we just here chilling, man. Giving my opinion. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. So it's just basic opinion from a smooth brain man that sells sports apparel and does that. So, but basically, what's the price at? Anyone know the price? I don't have it on me right now. Where are we sitting at right now as far as AMC right now? I think we're going to ping pong around that 510 to 525 range next couple days, but it's either going to go up or down. That doesn't take a genius to tell you that. You know what I mean? I could see us going down to like 480, 518. Yeah, see, we're just sitting around that area. That's the other thing too. When I first came in this, I used to watch a line and just be like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I remember skipping camping trips. Like, I can't be out in the woods. This thing's going to squeeze. Lou told me it was going to squeeze next weekend. You know what I mean? We're on the threshold list. I remember that shit. So that's why we say no dates. You don't let yourself down. I'm sure everyone who's been here long enough has let themselves down enough to like, you're just numb now. You have no emotion in this. But you do know, I think if you've been here that long, you've done your own DD, you've looked at, like I've read so many AK filings and shit like that. Yeah, damn near lost my eyesight watching one. Yeah, dude, you get on that 1 minute chart. This is it. Nope. Look at this candle. Nope. I think one time Ants Trades came out with a video. It's like, I'm taking the week off of work, and we're going to be, around that time I already knew. I was like, ain't no one going to predict this shit. But it was a little hyped, because even me, looking at some of the TA on my own around that time, I was like, holy shit, he's right. I was like, look at this shit's going to pop tomorrow. And at that time I realized that was the last time I gave myself a date. There ain't no date. It's just going to happen when it happens. But I do remember watching that day with him, like, any minute now. And then at the end, it's like, we broke the resistance we needed. Woo! See you tomorrow. And then tomorrow's like, pfft. So I think we've all come to anticipate and expect that when we think it's happening, we run up like 50, 60 cents or $2 even. It's like, oh my God. And then, so that's going to happen. It's going to keep happening until it doesn't. That's the only thing I can say. That's my TA. This shit's going to be bad till it's not. But until then, I'm buying and holding. Because I think we all know this shit's got to be oversold. There's so much, and there's been so much in this. I can't even go back in the timeline through all the shit that we've been through on this. It's been insane. But yeah, don't give yourself a date and like it's gonna happen this weekend, because just let it happen when it happens. If you don't want to sit here and watch a line, set alerts. You know what I mean? I do check every day, but it's just because I buy every day. So I'm like, what time am I going to buy? Stuff like that. But, and then there's the other side of it. Remember when we did the reverse split and people like 3 weeks later, like, what happened? What happened to this? I'm like, how did you not know about the reverse split? Like even people that aren't obsessed with it, like knew about this shit. Bots. That's my opinion. Anyway, man. I don't got no customers. I should probably jump on my my actual store page. And I'm like, where the hell y'all at, man? I'm about to sell some shares for the day, man. It's been dead as hell. For me to be on live this long, something wrong with business, man. It's cold as shit here in Idaho. Snowy, snow on the ground, ice cold. That's the other thing, man. I'm gonna need this thing to squeeze so I can get me a nice Florida home or some shit. Right next to Kenny. Also, has anyone watched the GameStop movie? I have not seen it. Guilty. Did not watch it. Planned on seeing it. Shit came together. Couldn't see it. Never saw it. Did they mention AMC in it at all? I doubt it. That's one thing you know, it's one of those things. It's like I watched all sorts of movies at AMC theater, and I didn't watch the one about the fucking short squeeze. Yeah. See, and for me, where I live, the closest AMC theater is about an hour and 15 minutes, depending on the day. I can make it an hour sometimes. But, you know, I go down there weekends randomly, but we're going to need an AMC closer to me. That's all I'm saying. There's another one, you know, a couple hours away. It's a little nicer, but the one I go to is about an hour and 15 minutes away. It's a good little theater. But where I'm at, where I live, there's no AMC. There's a Cinemark and there's a Century. And then there's like a little local thing. So AMC, come to my town. Anyways, man, I think I'm gonna jump up out of here. Good to visit with you guys, man. And I don't think I accomplished anything. I didn't make you any smarter. Probably made you a little dumber by watching this video, so I apologize. But sometimes we just gotta pass the time, you know. Looks like, yeah, it's almost 1 p.m. my time. I'm going to jump in and do some little advertising on my store. See if I can make some more monies to catch some sales so I can buy some more shares. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it, man. I'll catch you guys later. I'll come in with another video, another live one of these times. Everyone who said AMC wasn't, man, stop giving me the comments about AMC didn't run today. I know it didn't run today. I didn't say it was going to run today. I said I think it's going to run. I probably should have specified. I believe it'll still run, not squeeze, in the next few days. So have a good day. Be blessed. Let's get rich soon. Peace.